Hey everybody, I'm looking at my background and deciding if I'm ready to go or not, and so yes I am. Up here in this little corner I've got my year or 2017 journal and my little turtle puppet and my little Paddington bear and some art projects and my soul collage cards, but all my journals. Anyway, today we're getting a tour of this. And at the end of this, I have a slideshow of each of the pages. So if you want to go through and look at any particular page separately, you can. This is the Sketchbook Project 2018. You write to them and you get a little book. I think it's $30 or $35 to get this little book in the mail. And then you're supposed to register this with them on their website and send it back in to Brooklyn, New York, and put it in their library shelves. I may not do that. I'm not doing it on the deadline, so it doesn't get to go in their touring show, which is the end of April. I'm entering it in a local art show, senior art exhibit here that's up for 2 months in Eureka, California. But my cover, this is my cover. These are hand-carved stamps that I did during Carve December. That was a lot of fun. This was an accident on the back of another accident. Became one of my favorites. Isn't that funny how that works? So here's my cover sheet. Wanted to do a by hand mandala. So that's the one where you start with the dot in the center, and then you go wherever your art takes you. Lots of fun, huh? One of the challenges when I was planning to send this to Brooklyn is that they didn't want you to do ink. I mean, they didn't want you to do acrylic paint. So I had really sanded these down with a piece of brown paper, wrapping paper, brown bag, crunched up. These are jelly prints, and I really sanded them down so that they're really smooth. They don't have anything sticky in them. So this is just stuff on my desk and some favorite stamps, but these are Gina Aaron's stamps. A local bookstore, I like their little mascot puppo. So a lot of this is experimenting with distress inks at the beginning. This is another jelly print. Jelly print on deli paper. This is an image from one of my journal pages from last year, which I really like. A little funny image from Juxtaposed magazine. And a quote I ran into somewhere, which I really like. One of my favorite inspirations on my art pages is Shannon Green, and so these are some of her 5-petal flowers made out of just junk jelly delis sitting on the desk. Some other hand-carved stamps. That's one of my hand-carved stamps behind the quote. This is too. Stenciling. This is stenciling with distress paint or distress ink. This is a deli print background. I had this on my desk since December. I made this little card because somebody was doing some Zentangles every day, 30 days of Zentangles. This is when I got my F&W inks. Try them through the stencil. They're very liquid, so obviously lots of mushiness in here. I have to figure out how to do them a little bit lighter. Anyway, I decided I just pulled this up after I got this page done, and I decided I really like this black and white contrast here. So I made me 3 more little pieces. This is also a hand-carved stamp. This one and these. This is 2 different stamps. And then this is just doodling onto black. This was done on the spring equinox. This was Oh, this was over a piece that I didn't like, actually. I put in different colors, different kinds of paper. So this was actually toned tan, this page, which is one of the ones I added in here. And then I didn't like what I was doing. So you can kind of see little circles, little ghostly circles underneath there. I had done that underneath. I didn't like any of it, so I went over it with the F&W inks, the white F&W ink, to get rid of it and start over. Mercy gessoing, except it was ink. So this is the back of the Tone Tan, the Strathmore paper. This is the picture. This is the one of the Dilutions pages that I added in. So this is also mostly with F&W inks and archival ink stamps. This was Dilutions, and this is a sheet of render paper. Render paper is the one that does not, the alcohol inks, when you drop them on anything, they go straight through and do the very same circle on the other side. Render paper, they don't. So I did this because I just wanted to see it work. I wanted to add this paper in. So these two are just kind of illustrating that. This is a hand-carved stamp from a t-shirt. I had this image on a t-shirt. So it's not my image, but I did carve the stamp. One of my favorite songs that we sing in our singing circle, and one of my favorite phrases, use your words. Always have to be mindful how I use my words and what that means to me. My words are tied in one with the great mountains. So this was a fun page, of course, because look at all those great flower doodles. Thanks to Vicki Brown for a lot of your ideas. The Zentangle community. They've been collecting Zentangles for a while, and so this was a great place just to celebrate the tangle patterns. And I actually, this was my centerfold, but I actually finished it this week on Earth Day, day before yesterday. Of course, you know, it takes forever to finish things, so you have to move on. So this was my render paper. This is back to the Dilutions paper. So I did some spraying on here, some of my, it might be Dilution spray or it might be alcohol ink spray, I'm not sure which. Just did some stenciling with, I think that's probably Distress ink. This is a deli flower that I doodled a long time ago, and it's been looking for a page to go on. A lot of this page was done. This is one of those inserts that you get in your insurance bill, all the different languages. I love all the artistry of all the different languages. It's so much fun. This is the Tone Tan, and this is the Dilutions. I think this is F&W inks. A photograph from a women's retreat I went to here in Eureka a long time ago. I knew her name at one time. I don't know her name now. I hope she gives me permission. Hand-carved words from Carved December. This is my flip out. This is a long quote about setting color free and the power of mandalas to get you out of your head. So you can go find that in the it's a great quote from Suzanne Fincher's Creating Mandalas. So this is my only fold out. Then I needed to do something just to honor the Tone Tan. I didn't really leave a Tone Tan, so I just had to get my pen out and do another doodle from a dot in the middle. So I don't use rulers on this. It's wonky, it's off kilter. And because it was like this, it was kind of a surprise, and that made me think of this song that I remember from an Earth Steward gathering. Surprise, surprise, love is a surprise, right before your eyes, baffling to the wise. Surprise, surprise, love is a surprise, open up your eyes and see. That's my selfie stamp I carved out of a little selfie I posterized. I love this page. This is one of my favorite quotes. Goethe, whatever you dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it, and of course I cannot do that. So it's just like, okay, hooray. This is a jelly print on top of a Moleskine instruction thing, and the Moleskine instructions always have all kinds of languages in there. So I really like to use that kind of stuff to jelly print on. It's great collage stuff. This one, I don't know why it still wants something, but you know what I think it wants? I think it wants a border. I might have to add a border to this. If I should do that, I will add a picture of it. This was where I had gotten a piece of wallpaper sample. Sample of wallpaper. See that flower in there? It's on this one too, but it's covered up. So this is jelly printing direct to the page from that wallpaper piece. And I just wanted to show that. I didn't do any direct gel printing other than this. They were all copies of deli pages. This is like this. This is a sample of what I like to do. These are 2 deli papers. This one had this leaf on it. This one I added a napkin to. And then some just doodling and playing on top of it. I like that one. Just finished this week. Added little blingy things on it. This is my end page. And I say thank you. My little selfie stamp. And then the longest colophon in the world because funny. So I'm putting that in my, this is going to be in an art show that I have to turn in Thursday this week. So that is my flip through. There's 10-second slides in at the end of this that will follow this. And thank you so much for hanging with me. See you soon. Bye-bye.